Is Raila Odinga and James Orengo officially falling out? Welcome back to our channel. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our news updates media, the channel where you get all your trending politics. Now, we have been seeing the division in ODM since the conclusion of the broad-based alliance, where we saw James Orengo, Edwin Sifuna and Babu Owino officially battling with the agreement to the signing of the MOU, broad-based alliance between ODM and UDA's political marriage. And we had the other side of minority leader Janet Mohammed. We had Wanga, who side with Raila Odinga. James Orengo has been criticizing Raila Odinga for joining Ruto and refuses to pledge his support for Ruto. We all know that Orengo comes from the background of Raila Odinga. So if Raila decides to make the call for impeachment, definitely Orengo will have to go. Orengo has been asking Luos to take a different path and not support Raila Odinga. And in the last 2 days, we have seen MCAs being transported to Nairobi. I'm very sure there is an ongoing discussion of impeaching James Orengo. And we have seen it's going to be very easy when it comes to impeachment. If Raila makes the call, definitely Orengo will not survive that impeachment. Remember, Rigathi Gachagua was impeached, and the MPs who voted Rigathi Gachagua out did it out of Ruto's call. At one time, Orengo had a major fallout with his deputy, and actually he filed an impeachment for the deputy. So I'm very sure the allies of that deputy are not in good terms with Orengo. So if there is an impeachment motion for Orengo, he will definitely go home. Ruto's intention was actually to weaken ODM, and I'm sure partly he succeeded because he divided ODM into two. We have the strongholds of Raila and the ones who are opposing Raila Odinga, like Sifuna, Orengo and Babu Owino, who refuse to plead their support for Ruto and the broad-based alliance. Orengo has been one of the diehards of Raila Odinga for quite a long time. So with the major fallout, it's really speaking volumes how UDA has managed to actually turn ODM against Raila Odinga. And the big question is, was it really necessary for all Raila diehard supporters to actually follow and support William Ruto? I think every Kenyan has his or her own opinion. You can't force anyone to support. If someone has actually rejected and refused, I will not support this particular candidate, why force them to do so?
Mimi nawauliza aje, nani alituroga akili? Kwani ilikuwa lazima sisi wote tusupport William Ruto? Eti mimi nikipinga William Ruto na kuwa adui. Nasikia saa hizi mnapanga kutoa mtu anaitwa James Angry Orengo sababu anapinga William Samoei Ruto. Naona mpaka a junior in politics anaitwa Tiende Amolo sababu alipewa kiti ingine kidogo hapo. Sasa anataka kulinda serikali ya Ruto kama mwenye analinda kuenda mbinguni. Bwana, wacheni niwaambie, tusibebwe akili na mna hiyo. Eti unapata hadi wazee wengine wawili watatu wamesanyika, wazee wenye wanaishi kwa mileage. Wazee wanaishi kwa mileage. Eti wanasema Orengo must go. Kwani hii serikali ya William Ruto ni sisi ndo tulichagua, na kama ifanyi kazi ya nini mnalazimisha nayo mtu eti lazima tufuate? Hakuna mahali Orengo anaenda. Hakuna mahali Orengo anaenda hata kidogo. Hakuna mahali Orengo anaenda. Orengo lazima akae hapo. Alichaguliwa na wananchi vile William Ruto alichaguliwa na wananchi. Ya kupinga William Ruto kama eti ukipinga tu William Ruto, Wajaluo wanataka kukuoa. Wajaluo wanataka kutoa Orengo. Hakuna maendeleo yenye sisi tunapata kwa hiyo serikali ya broad based. Hakuna hata moja. Ni watu wawili watatu ndo wana benefit kwa hiyo kitu. So msitubebe ufala, msitubebe ujinga. Sio lazima tusupport William Ruto. Orengo anatolewa kwa nini? Eti nasikia mpaka sasa hivi MCAs wameenda Nairobi. Wameenda kukutana na mtu fulani, MCAs wa ODM. Ndio wakuje waanze impeachment motion ya Orengo. Hakuna mahali ya Orengo anaenda. Na round hii watu watakimbia.
Now, big question is, what suddenly changed between James Orengo and Raila Odinga? William Ruto has actually been aiming at making ODM collapse. The weaker the ODM party becomes, the better for William Ruto. And I think to some extent he is actually succeeding, because we saw ODM divided into two. It's getting intense to an extent that Raila Odinga now wants James Orengo impeached. We saw James Orengo causing a political battle at the burial of Raila Odinga's bodyguard, Jojo Dwar, where he confronted Ruto, where he asked Ruto not to weaponize the police force. Later on, we saw Atandi coming out and he actually attacked James Orengo. You know, when Atandi speaks, you definitely know Raila Odinga is speaking, because he's a very close ally of Raila Odinga. Atandi is the chair of Budgets Allocation Committee.
We are in government and we are participating in creating policies for this government. And we are supporting this government inside, outside parliament, wherever we are. I want to tell my governor, the Governor James Orengo, Honorable Speaker.
Yes.
Last weekend we were at a funeral in Siaya when the president came to condole with us. And my governor made certain remarks that were really distasteful. I want to tell Governor Orengo that Lugos were not created to stay in opposition. I know that he has been in opposition since he was born, and that there's nothing else he understands other than opposition. He is a poor manager. The country that he's supposed to run is doing badly. We want to urge him to focus on running Siaya County. That is the job he has been given to do. The affairs of the country now, the president is doing very well, is in charge, and some of us are also holding positions that are assisting the country to move forward. Let Governor Orengo focus on Siaya affairs. Let him stop poking his noses on the affairs of national government. Lastly, Honorable Speaker, Governor Orengo is also a governor who is interested in affairs of national government and is always begging President Ruto to help him finish his projects. I am aware that he's begging the president to help him.
Honorable, be careful, because this member is not here. That okay. Governor is not here.
I want to say that, let me conclude, Honorable Speaker, by saying that we want to plead with our members, wherever they are, that this is the moment we have to transform the country, all of us, and the appointments which the President Ruto is doing and giving to our members of ODM, especially the former organizing secretary of the ODM party, Honorable Abdisalan, who has now been made a permanent secretary. These appointments are going to help the country solidify and make our country stable, make our country prosper, and when the country prospers, it will be good for all our citizens.
During the broad-based alliance negotiations, James Orengo was totally left out. He had no idea of any plans that were ongoing developing about the broad-based alliance. So probably Orengo could still be furious for not being involved in that alliance agreement. Now Orengo could be in jeopardy because all MCAs of Siaya County are actually under ODM, and we all know when Raila coughs, the order will be executed to impeach James Orengo. Are these attacks on James Orengo a strategy to actually silence him? A form of intimidation? We all know the government knows how to use intimidation's method to silence politicians who are actually criticizing and fighting the government. And my big question is, will the government officially succeed in threatening James Orengo into silent mode? Has James Orengo officially fallen out with Raila Odinga, who has been a close ally and in ODM for the longest serving period? Leave me your views on the comment section. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Real News Updates Media, the channel where you get all your trending politics. JD Ishmaels.